Hi everyone, welcome back. Happy New Year to everyone. For me, this Christmas has passed so fast I didn't even had a chance to feel it right, but hopefully this year will be better. In this episode, you're gonna see them on feet in comparison with 1080 version 13 and even 1080 version 9, and also Adidas Duramo RC. And next we have the unboxing like every time. Feel free to pause the video every time you need. In this shot we can see the label and also some of my sizes in other brands. As you can tell, these sneakers are true to size. Yeah, we don't find anything else in the box. As always, we can see both of them, but we start with the left foot because we want to see if the quality is consistent. If you care about cushioning, you should pay attention to this part, because I'm thinking to make a comparison with 1080 version 13 and even version 9. I will leave here the info about those also. Back to Propel 4, we start with the left foot like I said. As you can tell, here we have a FuelCell foam. It's not as soft as the one we can find in fresh foam, but it's not that bad. For example, if you have a little bit more weight, these sneakers will help you with that, so this can be an advantage in the end. You don't need to see the entire episode if you don't want to, although I recommend to do it because it's full of useful info, so I will put it this way. The upper is the biggest problem of these sneakers. More of that a little bit later. We can see here some closer shots with this upper. At the first glance everything looks normal and okay. Usually my biggest problem with the newest models of sneakers is that outsole, because it doesn't have enough rubber in them, but here it's not like it's something special or something, but that is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem remains this upper, but for now I'm looking for quality issues in stitching or gluing. The price of them is $110 or 130 euros. And to be honest, I didn't find any issues, so the quality issues aren't here this time. Like I said before, this foam is a little bit more rigid than the one called fresh foam. But at least they did something well, and they made enough stack in this midsole to still have some cushioning. So these ones, they aren't as bad as you might expect. Here we can see the outsole. As you can tell, they do have inside some TPU plate. At first I thought that one it will be for the entire footbed, but actually I had to research online to see that it's basically only half of the sneaker, only under the arch. Mostly having a TPU plate under your arch, in some ways you are protected with them, not having that exposed foam under your feet, you know, because as you can tell, the rubber amount in these sneakers also is lacking, so at least we have that plastic plate basically. In the shot you can see how thin is actually that rubber outsole, because look at my thumb, how easy it is to insert it in that foam. By the way, that TPU plate, it doesn't go till under your toe box or under your heel. That can be a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It might add some protection under your feet in that area, but also will affect the cushioning if it's that large. So in this case it's not that large and the cushioning is not very much affected. In this shot we can see the insole, very basic, but I didn't have any issues with them. I wish they were a bit thicker, I can't deny that, but anyway. These insoles are soft but a bit too thin for my liking. In the shot we can see the footbed. It has a synthetic material that covers the foam. In the shot we can see the internal label. 8US is my true to size in New Balance for me. And here we have some footage with the right foot. Like I said, I didn't find any issues. I did look it well, so no, they are okay in that regard. Here on the back of the heel they have some rubber, not sure why, but it's there. Again, we can see the outsole, everything is fine here, no problems. And the other internal label, we can see here that this pair is made in Vietnam and in 2022. As you can tell, these sneakers are very lightweight. I wish they were having better upper and better outsoles instead. And also here we can see a comparison with other sneakers. Here in this scene with the right foot. I wish I was having a bit more in the back, my heel, because I didn't notice while I was recording. As you can tell, my feet are a little bit more wider, but that's okay. Inside of the sneaker I still had plenty of space, so no problems with that. In this shot we can see the size of the insoles and also the outsoles. And here we can see a better view of these sneakers without the laces. The tips feel strong enough, but I don't like the elasticity, it's a bit too much for me. In the shot we can see the tongue. As you can tell, it's not a gusseted tongue. I wish it was. I wish it was in all the sneakers that they are out there. And the overall feeling with this tongue is that it's a bit too flimsy, to be honest. Here is the rating for this cage. Very basic cage. A bit too thin in my opinion. Although that upper has 2 layers inside, those layers are very thin. And something similar I've seen in other sneakers, and I will make a comparison in just a few seconds with those. The heel is not that rigid, I think it has something like rubber inside. As you can tell, those sneakers are very similar with these ones. Those are Propel Prism version 2. My girlfriend had them for 3.5 months. I still have them, but she doesn't wear them anymore because they are the way you seen. The upper got perforated way too easy and way too earlier than the outsole, for example. And she had sneakers 6 times cheaper than these ones from Decathlon, if you know the store, the most basic you can find, and those still lasted more than these ones. So yeah, here I was a bit confused because I didn't understand why this midsole is not more rigid, having that TPU plate inside. But later I found on internet that that TPU plate is only basically half of the size of that sneaker, so that's why it doesn't cover the entire length of that shoe. In the shot I was trying to show you with my fingers how thick is that midsole and the stack that it has. And finally we have the water drop test. This is in real time. I didn't expect to have any water resistance, so yeah, they don't have, obviously. And I'm okay with that because they are not made for that. As you can imagine, in real life, while exercising, it won't take this time to get absorbed. It will be almost instantly. In this shot, I'm trying to see how much of that stack is inside, in that internal midsole. And this is how much it is actually inside. I did remove the insole for this scene. Yeah, that lateral plate is more for design because it's not real inside. I mean, it can help with the lateral support, but it won't help with the bounce back or something else. So basically that will be the edge where the internal missile starts. That is what you have inside, actually. But still, to be fair, in comparison with many models from Adidas, these ones, they still have some stack. Because many in Adidas don't have this much. And finally we have the on-field shots with them. I know many of you are waiting those. In the shot you can see my arch also and my instep. I would say it's medium high arch. Yeah, there with the tongue I did have some issues because it won't stay right, like you still have to insert your finger to keep it in one place. It's too flimsy. So my first impression with them in my feet, they do have some cushioning. I actually really like it, that cushioning that they have for the price. I did like it, the stability also. It's much better than the one from 1080 version 13, although those are wider than these ones, but still these ones are better than those in stability. Here we have some slow motion shots because I want to show you how is that cushioning a little bit better. Like I said, it's good enough. I wouldn't mind to have in all my sneakers this kind of cushioning, to be honest. As you can tell in this shot, I still have some space for my toes in that toe box, so everything seems to be fine with these sneakers. They aren't very wide, but they are still wide enough for regular feet, from my experience. Like I said, here I have the comparison with 1080 version 13. Version 13 is much wider in the toe box in comparison with this Propel before. For regular width like I have on my feet, it's fine with both of them. I wouldn't complain with either one. While I was checking the cushioning in both of them, I did notice that the Propel, I don't know how you pronounce it, does have less stack than 1080 version 13. And here is the comparison with 1080 version 9. How is this the comparison in between these two? Well, actually Propel 4 has more cushioning than 1080 version 9, but I will be happy with either one in cushioning, I'm saying. About the outsoles, it's a huge difference. 1080 they have it much better by far, actually much better than any sneaker I've seen these days, or for the last 4 years if you want. In the shot we can see the outsoles of both of them. The one from 1080 has 5mm thickness and almost 100% coverage, and that for me is almost perfect, to be honest. My final thoughts on them. Do I recommend them or not? I don't, actually. Because of that upper, that is a huge problem. I cannot afford to have a pair of sneakers for 3-4 months, you know. That's not enough for me. Doesn't have a good value for money. Otherwise I like them, but with that upper, that's a huge problem for me. And for those that had been asking for a top of 2023, I only managed to do this because I didn't have enough time to do something more. So enjoy this one. Yeah, this will be my pick for this 2023. If you have any questions, just let me know. I will end here this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because it's so important for me. Have a nice day and please take care of you. See you next time.